Hey, it's Jenny. Welcome to my attic office, my home business office, where I'm going to dive into some strategies and ideas, motivation, mindset, whatever that will help you scale and grow your home business at home, whether it's in an attic office, a porch office, a back deck office, a yard office. I don't know, but it's just you. It's just me. And we're learning some cool stuff, some mindset shifts, tools. So I have a question for you as we dive in today. Have you ever wondered why certain ads and posts or emails make you stop and pay attention? You should, because these are powerful tools. These social media platforms, even if we don't like to be on them or we don't like what's in our feed, we can fix that. It's really powerful to be able to use the eyes that you get out there to put on your products and your stuff that you have for sale or stuff that you have that will help people. And hopefully what you have for sale will help people even more, right? So let's talk about this because it's kind of important that you notice these things. It's one of the first lessons that I learned, one of the first exercises that my marketing mentor gave me when I took one of her classes. It was to scroll these feeds, especially your favorite one. You know, why is it your favorite? What brought you there? Because these are all the same thoughts that are going through your audience's heads that you can tap into, because the goal of your marketing is to speak into what the people are already thinking and saying in their heads, because it catches their eye. You know, they're already thinking it. And, oh, what's that? I was just thinking I need to lose some weight because I want to look hot when I go to the empty nesters ball or whatever. And then I see an ad for it. Hello. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? So think about those things. You know, look at your feed in a different way. Instead of scrolling to consume, scroll to notice, observe, and take notes. You know what? You could just skip the rest of the video because that's the thing right there. Notice, scroll, take notes, and then you'll have a notebook eventually of what all of your people could possibly be thinking. Because a lot of times in our home business niches, our audience is actually ourselves. So we kind of know them intimately. And when you notice what triggers you, it's probably going to trigger your person too. The person that will subscribe to your emails, watch your videos, read your posts, and buy your stuff. Because as they get to know and like and trust you through all of those things, they'll buy your stuff. So before I drop more of this, when I look at my outline here and see what else I wrote down to talk to you about, if any of this strikes home and you need to implement any of it, just get my list of home business apps, just drop apps. And then not only will you get my free ebook, but you'll be on my list where I can invite you to more premium type trainings and stuff like that. So, plus I share all the stuff I use, like products I use. Anyway, that's the whole point. Drop apps. So let's talk about all the ways that you can have fun and take in all of the media that you already use, because your person will be using the same ones. So first, of course, there's TV ads. Now, if you're streaming something on Netflix, you don't see a lot of ads, but occasionally, right? Especially if you're streaming something live. But what if you're watching your favorite sports team? those ads grab some attention, don't they? Or if you pick up your latest newsletter about something, sometimes there's ads in there that will catch your eye. So I'll just use examples of what has caught my eye. For example, there are TV ads about, actually, this one isn't a TV ad that I'm thinking of. It's a newsletter. But anyway, I don't care. It's very creative. Duluth Trading. It always catches my eye because of the way they entertain you at the same time as selling you their stuff. The way they name their clothes, they tell you what to wear them for, like wear them while you're going for a cozy stroll on a cool fall day, stuff like that. And you just know that the clothes are going to be soft and comfortable and warm while you're holding your cup of coffee or hot chocolate. So stuff like that, right? Those catch my eyes. And I do see those ads when I'm scrolling social media. TV ads that caught my eyes, let's say during Super Bowl commercials, for example, or sometimes those Doritos commercials or the Cheetos ones or the Budweiser ones with the beautiful horses. At least that's what they used to be. They always caught my eye because they were they would draw you in with emotion, right? And things that we care about as Americans. And if you're not American, you can watch those commercials and you still get the same feel from them. I mean, those horses are beautiful. So what makes you stop and watch them? Something that drew you in, right? Some headline. Maybe it was just an image of those beautiful mountains or the field with the mountains in the background. That always drew me in because it's so gorgeous and I love the outdoors. So, okay, there you go. There's a bunch of reasons why it drew me in, if that makes sense. So while you're enjoying your football games or your baseball games or whatever it is that you watch on live TV, pay attention to what catches your attention, if any of them do. If they don't, then your person might not get caught up in any of the commercials. Occasionally there's a good one though. So there's that. What makes you stop and watch during the commercial breaks rather than going to get up and get a snack or something? So we already talked a little bit about social media and learn about the engaging content that you scroll past. I'll tell you what, I notice you can customize your feed a little bit. And if you get into your feed, like mine is now, right now, it's not captivating my attention because a lot of people, there's one that always writes like one line, and then I know that there's going to be a huge paragraph if I click more, and I just don't feel like reading it. It didn't catch me because it didn't bring me into any conversation in my own head or any conversation that I'm interested in, if that makes sense. So there's those. Some people really love the long posts, especially if it draws them in. If they're long and what draws you in is hook after hook after hook, right? Hooks are those things that catch your eye. So if you do find a post that you actually read through that's long, for example, take it apart. Copy it into a document, print it out, whatever. Take it apart and look at the spots that drew you in to read the whole thing. And then learn from that to write your own. You can also, I like cheating and using AI every once in a while, but you can also plug them into ChatGPT and let ChatGPT help you come up with your own. Don't use it word for word. Again, I warn you every time, don't use it word for word because of sorry, I got distracted. My daughter is calling me. But I'll finish talking to you first. Anyway, what was I saying? Okay, so we did the long post, right? So also as you're scrolling, and since I'm talking about Facebook, there's going to be certain reels that catch your eye. There's going to be certain pictures that catch your eye. Why? What makes you stop and click those pictures or read the captions? Use the same things in your own content because your whole goal, by the way, is to get more engagement, which means more comments and more people commenting, liking, and sharing, or better yet, checking your profile out and downloading your freebie, whatever it is. Mine happens to be a cheat sheet for prompting AI. If you want that, it's AI, drop AI, and I'll get it to you. So, same thing with TikTok, right? Scroll through TikTok. TikTok will draw you in. It's a interest-based algorithm, so once you tell it what you like, it's going to draw you in. So don't get distracted and don't get drawn into the scroll hole. It's easy to do. Believe me, the first time I had the app, I was like in there for a couple hours. And I was like, how did a couple hours go by? I mean, that's crazy, right? I thought it was crazy. I'm like, okay, so let's focus here. I had to bring back my own, stay in control. Don't go down that hole. Maybe set yourself a timer. 10 minutes. That's good. 10 minutes is plenty. Scroll through and see what catches your eye. Or if you're still training your feed and it's not giving you what you want, you might want to search for some things that you do like to watch, like funny cat videos or entertaining farmers, or I don't know, whatever it is that you like. There's all kinds of stuff out there. Anything you can think of. I mean, search for it, you'll find people who made TikToks about it. And then you can start figuring out what drew you in and what made you stay and watch for the whole 30 seconds, 60 seconds, or 3 minutes if you stayed for that long. If it's a live and you stayed for an hour, what made you stay on that live for an hour? That's one I got to work on. I don't know how to keep people on for a long time. So figure that out. Take notes. Again, take notes on what drew you in, why you stayed, and what was going through your head that drew you in. What caught your eye, what words triggered your interest, those kinds of things. What feelings kept you involved. Okay, then the next little section I want to talk about is emails. Okay, if you look in your inbox, in which emails are the ones that you open? Whose emails do you open consistently and why? Now, I will tell you right away that it's important that your people get to know who you are, because the very most important thing in your email box, when you look yourself, you'll see what I mean, is who it's from. It's always who it's from. But if they don't know you yet, the second part that's super important is the subject line. Does it spark some interest to make them want to open the email and read it? And then once they're reading it, do you keep them drawn into the story or whatever it is that you're doing? Is your story aimed at something that they want to know? Like my last email was about some discomfort. I'm going to call it, I can't call it pain. I can't call it that because it's not supposed to, it's a plant remedy that I was talking about, so we can't say that, but it helps with discomfort. And it kind of worked really well, surprisingly well in my husband's eyes, for example. So I had to tell that story a little bit about how everything evolved, the day that I fell and my neck is still a little bit stiff weeks later. It's getting a lot better, but the discomfort is eased by this plant capsule that I took. And so I was telling the story, right? Told the story about falling, how I felt, how I cried because it hurt. So yeah, anyway, that's just an example. There's lots of examples out there of ways that you can write your emails. So if you need help with that, get on my list and I'll be sure to share with you ways that you can work with me and I can help you. So once you do that, by the way, in emails, not only taking notes, but sometimes I'll save emails that are particularly that I really liked. I'll save them and I call it my swipe file. I call it my stuff I want to keep file, whatever. I do have a swipe file too, but in a swipe file, in marketing terms, just so you know, is a file that you keep for ideas. You don't copy the email word for word. It's not your words. the more authentic you can be using your own words, the more you'll stand out in this marketplace. So, lots of gold there. So keep your My People journal, and in your My People journal, you want to keep all kinds of notes so that you can truly understand your audience. Observe, learn, notate it when you're learning, and then apply it to your copy and see what happens. Copy is what you're writing, what you're saying in your videos, what you're writing in your emails, what you're writing on your posts. So, I'll conclude it with this. What made you stop and engage with an ad, a post, an email, a video, all those things? What emotional triggers were used? What kinds of things triggered emotions in you that made you want to watch the videos, click the ads, or click the posts? What pictures stood out? What headlines stood out too? Write all that kind of stuff down. My People is the name of your journal. Keep track of it. Learn what your people would be interested in. And the biggest hint, in conclusion, is because it's a home business. Most likely, it's a product you're using. It's a product that you fell in love with, right? And you fell in love with it for a reason. You know what those triggers are intimately. So just learn how to use the language of those people. I don't think I can help myself. I didn't want to share all the goods, but can't help myself. Go into the Facebook groups, find the Reddits, Amazon reviews, 1 and 5 star. Look for the words they're using because they will write your copy for you. I just kind of learned that. It popped into my realm of reality today as I was listening to an OG marketer, and I'm like, oh yeah, that is brilliant to have your prospects and your possible people in these groups who are already talking about, complaining about, or spouting about whatever issues they're having. They're already giving you the words to use to describe how you can help them. I hope that helps. So make it a great day. Remember that you can use all media, TV, socials, videos, emails, mailers in the mail, direct mail, right? Use all of those things, the things that catch your eyes. And I know I'm repeating myself, but it's worth repeating. Take notes and start using them. Drop back by and leave me a comment, or better yet, drop apps or AI for one of those freebies I mentioned in this video, get on my list, and then hit reply. I'd like to know how any of this worked for you.